Hello everybody, my name is Eric Kirk. I'll be the instructor for this class. This is Kin 412, the biology of cardiovascular and metabolic disease. It's here in the summer of 2020. It's here in the month of May. You can see my contact information is here. I'm available online for office hours anytime. There's also a place for discussion board where you can submit questions that you might have about the class. If it's of a personal nature, feel free to email me. There is no course text for this class because there's really nothing that's pertinent in terms of a textbook that's really zeroed in on the biology of cardiovascular and metabolic disease for the exercise science students. So there will be a lot of classes or a lot of readings that you'll be able to refer to that will be posted there in Blackboard. Now this course is really going to examine the molecular basis of human disease related to cardiovascular, diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. We're going to focus our attention on the current understanding of the cellular pathways that lead to the development of each disease, and the treatment effects on these cellular pathways are also discussed. We're not going to focus too much of attention on the treatment aspect so much as the pathophysiology or how these different comorbidities develop. So that'll be really the main focus. You'll get all the treatments in depth in other classes in your program. A couple things here in terms of the intellectual property, the syllabus and all course related materials, the intellectual property of myself, and SIUE, et cetera, et cetera. Just read over that. Just basically it says, don't share the syllabus with others except for in this class. Now, the course objectives of this class, again, is really going to understand the mechanism or the pathways of how certain diseases, as listed here, develop. So, for example, how does cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis, so when you eat a high-fat diet that's largely maybe potentially saturated fat, for example, or trans fat, well, how does that lead to atherosclerosis or buildup of plaque in your coronary arteries, and what is the ramifications of that? And diabetes, we're going to focus a lot of attention on type 2 diabetes and the associated comorbidities, the metabolic disease, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and pulmonary disease will be discussed as well. So really we're going to focus again on the mechanisms, the development of these, how these are developed through proper or poor diet and metabolic diseases. This program is accredited through the American College of Sports Medicine, and these are the KSAs that we will cover in our program. A couple other things here, since this is an online class, some things that you should be expected to do. Participate in the virtual classroom 5 to 7 days a week. Really, it's going to be closer to 7. Being a summer class, 3 weeks, you'll be doing things every single day, which is fine. Students tend to do pretty well in a 3-week format because it's very fresh and it keeps them moving, but it's very, very focused. So students tend to do very well. Be able to complete assignments on time, enjoy communicating and writing, be self-motivated, accept critical thinking and decision-making as part of the learning process, create new ideas, be polite. That's one thing. If you do have a question, please be polite, be willing to speak up if problems arise, and be able to apply what you learn. That's going to be very important. And there's a number of assessments and assignments for practice that will help you with that. This class is divided into 4 units. You can see here, we try to zero in and bunch them up into areas. So the first part, we're going to focus on pathophysiology of coronary artery disease and the role of lipoproteins and hypercholesterolemia. Then we're going to focus on the pathophysiology of diabetes, the causes and consequences. And then we'll move on to the pathophysiology of insulin resistance and its associated comorbidities. And finally, finish with Unit 4, the hypertension or high blood pressure. You will notice in the class notes, assignments, and grade check, everything is on Blackboard. You want to go to, the only thing you need to go to in Blackboard is coursework for each unit. Everything you need is under that one folder, so you don't need to be going throughout the rest of Blackboard, except to maybe check your grade. So again, all reading materials, lecture slides, discussion board links, exams, and other assignments will be in that unit folder. Everything you need is to complete the unit will be in that one unit folder. And again, you can check your grade anytime on Blackboard. Just technology capabilities. These are the things that you need to be aware of and have so you can complete this class. Just make sure you're aware of it. You should be, have a reliable internet access, and MS Word and PDF would be effective. Since it's an online course, you're expected to have reliable internet. If you have any issues or anything, please contact ITS at the number 618-560-5500. So again, just make sure that you have a reliable internet, and if you have problems, please contact ITS if it's a computer-related problem. Here's some more technology requirements. Just review the syllabus about some of what these will be doing. A lot of the videos will be YouTube videos or Zoom videos that you'll be able to review. So make sure you have those capabilities. Method of evaluations. You can see here that there's going to be 4 exams. The first 2 are 100 points each, 50 questions. Each exam worth 2 points each. Exam 3 and 4 are 50 points each, 25 questions. And then you have a comprehensive final exam, which is over the entire all lessons, 200 points, 100 questions, and 2 points each. Again, all exams will consist of multiple choice questions that you'll do through Blackboard. One thing for taking the exam, you'll need to use Respondus Lockdown Browser. If you haven't used Lockdown Browser, you can download it from Blackboard. And more information regarding the downloading and using Lockdown Browser can be found at here. And also, I posted a video on the Blackboard as well under coursework folders. Again, the key to this, whenever you're taking the exam, is make sure you use a reliable source or internet. Don't use Wi-Fi or public Wi-Fi. That can get that can be effect that could throw you off. Again, if you happen to be thrown off, the time each exam is timed. If you happen to be thrown off, the timer still goes. It doesn't stop, so be aware of that. You have about approximately 60 seconds to answer each question, so give or take. So in terms of the exam, so the first couple exams here are roughly around 50 minutes or so. Exam 3 and 4 around 30 minutes or so, and the final exam is around 2 hours. There are some topic summaries. Units 1, 2, and 3 only will have topic summaries that discuss a variety of topics related to the unit. All you need to do is go to the article link, read it, and respond to the questions listed with the link. Your response should be typed, 1/2 page in length, single-spaced, 1-inch margins, 12-point font, Times New Roman font. That's really the key. Just follow those directions, answer the questions, and then upload it the exact location where you found the topic summary to begin with. They're not meant to be difficult, but rather to allow you to have a little bit of introduction into some of the current literature that's out there regarding some of the topics we'll be talking about. There are assessments. These assessments are very important. They range in points from 4 to 19, and you'll find them throughout each lesson, and they should be completed prior to taking the exam for that lesson. However, the nice thing about it, you have access to the assessments until the end of the class in order to provide practice as needed. So instead of just completing them once for a grade, the idea is for you to be able to complete them over and over so you can practice them. It allows a great study tool for you. You are to place terms in correct order from beginning to end. Keep practicing until you know it from memory. Again, you can complete as many times as you want. Only the highest score will be recorded for a grade. So for example, if you took it, let's say you took it a couple times, you reached the highest score, you came back and you tested again, and you didn't do a maximum score, that's okay. The highest score is the one that will be recorded. So the idea is to practice, practice, practice. Exams and final grade will not be curved, and there's no extra credit is given in the class. Late assignments, if you miss a deadline, the late assignment exams will receive a 25% reduction automatically. After 48 hours, there's 0 points to be given for the assignment exam. Here's the total points. We'll go by total points in terms of your overall grade. So if you have 678 points, it's an A. If you have 677, that's a B, so forth and so on. Here's a tentative schedule. Try to follow this in terms of when things are due. I've placed the due dates of all these assignments and exams right next to them on where you'll find them on Blackboard for ease. So you're not jumping back and forth between the syllabus and what's on Blackboard. However, this is a nice snapshot table of what will be expected in the class. So just look over this in terms of what is due when and what is expected of you. Again, the class is going to take quite a bit of time throughout each day, but it'll be useful. So I'd expect, again, if we were in a class, you'd be spending 3 hours of in-class time. So I would anticipate you'll be spending similar amount of time outside of class. So pick a time that you'll be available. It may not be all in 3 hour stretch, but figure about 3 hours each day. But most students will find that it goes by pretty quickly because the information is pretty interesting and useful for them. And finally, plagiarism. Don't cheat. If you have services for students needing accommodation, refer to my access at siue.edu or by calling this number here. All right, so this is, again, this overview of the syllabus. Make sure you review this. And again, I'll post the syllabus on Blackboard.